Well, did you miss me or what? Probably not, right? I know some of you did. Some of you enjoy these videos. So, I'm sorry for not being around. We could thank this huge delay to a little company called AT&T. Yes, AT&T. Who, really jerked me around for nearly 3 weeks with my internet service. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, so I couldn't upload nothing. Couldn't upload YouTube videos. I did, however, put a video up this morning. Some of you may be lucky that you've seen it. There's a little problem, though. Nothing wrong with the video. It was an instructional video on foam filling these clown masks. I did all 4. I actually have 2 videos back to back. I was going to put both of them up in a row. The other one was almost uploaded by the time I just got home, and I canceled the upload. And here's why. My buddy Chris Russell, he goes, man, I saw your foam filling video. I skimmed through it. Great video from what I could tell. However, he goes, you talk about reading the label on the jars. He goes, you didn't read the most important part. He goes, that stuff is so toxic that you cannot do it indoors in your kitchen. The Flex Foam 3, or that's called Foam It. They changed the name, I think. It used to be called Flex Foam 3, Flex Foam 4. Now it's called like Foam It or something. But anyway, the yellow and blue jugs. He's like, you gotta wear a special mask. You gotta do it outside. Blah, blah, blah. And luckily I was in the big ass kitchen. I wasn't really breathing it in, but I was mixing it. So yeah, the videos were very instructional. They showed how I filled all 4 clowns. But I do not want to get some young kid out there trying this in their kitchen when their parents aren't home and they're breathing this bullshit. So I don't want to promote that in any way, shape, or form. So what I'm going to do is, I got new material that showed up, 2 more jugs. I'm going to fill some masks outside, okay? And make some new foam filling videos. It was so much work doing those videos. At least I got my shit foamed, but they came out really nice. I mean, these things, they look great. Like, if you saw the video, you'll know it was a lot of work to do this. I'll put the other 2 up here so you can see how they turned out. Maybe, after I do an intro, that's what I could do. I can do a new intro, maybe, and attach it to the video saying, warning, what I did in this video is wrong. Like, you should do it outside, better ventilation, blah, 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 blah. Either way, I'll use some of that old footage or just foam all new masks. If you did see the video, just please hear what I'm telling you. Read the label. It is dangerous, the chemicals involved. Dangerous to breathe more than touching it. I've got it in my hands before, but so yeah, I just had to make an emergency video right now saying, listen, stop. If you saw the video today on the clowns, here's why it disappeared, okay? So I'm going to show you the 4 clowns foam filled. Yes, we will go over foam filling still. I'm not going to let you guys down. And I got some new stuff to show you today. And then I did some repair work on a very, very rare Distortions Unlimited Saucer Man. Speaking of Saucer Man, I have a funny story I'll tell you when I was trying to win one the other day that was in an auction. So hang tight. I'm going to show you these guys really quick. Slim and Shawty. They came out great. Look at that. It's foam filled. They're on these pedestals now, But I filled these suckers with the Flex Foam. I think it's called Foam It 3, number 3. Which is a firm foam. I mean, they're nice and firm. Foam-filled Death Studios clowns now. They're beautiful. And I love it because now you can really appreciate the bibs. On shelves, they're all just mashed up and they're laying like this. They look amazing now. So hold on. I'm going to put these guys down and show you the other 2 really quick, okay? And those of you that saw the original video, I mean, it was a lot of work because they're so damn big. All right, hang on. Here's good old Clown Zilla. I'll get you up there first, Clown Zilla. We got Fatso here. Look at that. This is his bib, Fatso's bib. Check that. Isn't that amazing? Can you see them in... Oh, yeah, you can see them. So, is that clear? Yeah, they came out so nice. They're heavy. This thing is like foam and wood. I don't want it to break, but they came out really nice. The shapes and foam filling, if you could have seen the video, getting the shapes to look good is important. You don't just dump the foam in and hope for the best. No, you got to take precautions to make sure the actual shapes of the mask come out nicely. And damn, I did a good job. I'm very happy with the results. You know, there you see the foam here. I did a great job. Too bad you can't see me doing it, at least yet. All right, so they came out great, and it was fun filling these big ass clowns of Jeff's. Jeff's clowns are still the best. They're the originals. They're the best killer clowns there is, in my opinion. You know, Death Studios masks rock, and Death Studios masks are on fire these days, man. They're just out there. There's rare ones surfacing left and right, and some of them are bringing crazy money, right? Man, I noticed today NECA posted life-size Chuckies. Holy shit. NECA put up a life-size Tiffany, and then Chucky II? I think Chucky II. I wonder if NECA reached out to the people that manufactured the trick-or-treat dolls, because these look phenomenal. I'll try to put them in this video so you can at least see what they look like. I'm going to do a pre-order on each one. They're $400 each, which comes in less money than the trick-or-treat ones did, by at least a couple $100. Speaking of Chucky, I got a great picture. When my kid, she had to be 4 years old, 5 years old, obsessed with Chucky already at that age. I said, you gotta be Chucky for Halloween. I turned her into Chucky, and oh my God. I remember taking her to a restaurant that night with her mother. It was Halloween night, and she's running through the restaurant with this knife, this little Chucky. People were laughing. God, she looked hilarious. I could be way out of the loop here. Like, maybe it looks like NECA made them in the past. I don't know this. I'm not an expert on Chucky dolls. Okay. So it looks like they made them a long time ago, but they're releasing them again. Is that right? Anyway, I just saw an ad come up today. I can't remember, but they look good. So I'm going to order them for her Chucky collection, and go from there. New score. I got a really, really rare Distortions mask that came in from the 1983 lineup. Not only is it very rare, I've only seen like one or two out there. The condition of this one is crazy. So this is the 1983 Cayman. Cayman, C-A-I-M-A-N-E-N, Cayman. Brand new condition. And the cool part, make sure my hands are nice and clean. The cool thing about this guy is he is stuffed with vintage newspaper. Just like, what was stuffed last time on the last video? It was probably the Fluffy mask, I think. The Distortions Fluffy. Anyway, one of those had vintage paper in it. So this sucker, I mean, you could tell the paint on this thing is so mint. It still has like the shininess around the eye circles there. Look how gorgeous the coloring is. Like, this is a brand new 1983 mask. And here's the fun part. I love getting masks stuffed with old papers like this. Saturday, January 2nd, 1982. Holy shit. This could have been stuffed at Distortions just like this. They could have made this in 82 for the 83 lineup. Who knows if this was stuffed at the factory like this, or somebody had a 6-month-old newspaper in their house when they got this mask, stuffed it when it was brand new, and never wore it. I mean, it's soft, black. Look at that black latex, thick pull, and it's almost a shame to foam something that's so nice like this. It may get foam filled in the near future, but hot damn, this thing is gorgeous. Speaking of original filling like that, look at this Gillis. This Gillis, is this Elton Alien or Gillis? There's two names. There's the Glow version. One of the two is Elton, one's Gillis. But anyway, this guy here is stuffed with shredded vintage newspaper from Don Post Studios. Like, it came, they would stuff their masks with newspaper at times when they were shipping them. This son of a gun is 1978, man, and it's got the old stuffing in there. I bet if you went through all this and really looked, you would find a little scrap, you know, with the date on it. But I'm not going to waste your time doing that right now. But this is another brand new. They look like they kind of go together, don't they? Like these two creatures. Cool stuff from the old late 70s and early 80s, you know. Let's go back in time to Cheyenne, Wyoming, when I went to purchase the collection of Ira Brown. If you remember, there was an amazing 1982 Distortions Saucer Man in his collection, painted by the one and only Mike Langlois. Mike Langlois got this Saucer Man brand new from Ed when they were produced in '82. In fact, I have a certificate with I have a certificate with Langlois' name on it. Like, he's the registered owner of this Saucer Man. Those of you that, a lot of you know the story behind Langlois, but he is the one involved with the murder case and murdering his wife and all that. But we're not going to get into that now. But this Saucer Man is custom painted by him, and the whole time I've owned it, the top of his head was pancaked flat pretty bad. Okay, I think over time it could have collapsed a little bit, or at one point Ira could have stored this sucker upside down on the top of his head. They're so heavy. Like, you can see the green one back here. I think you could see him. He's got a nice rounded head. That was Frank's. The one Langlois had that Ira Brown owned for many years, because Mike Langlois and Ira Brown were very close friends. So Ira definitely got a lot of Mike's collection when Mike went to prison. So the poor thing was pancaked bad. And in the middle of all this foam filling stuff, I was down here and I looked at the Saucer Man. I go, you know what? I said, I wonder if I could fix that. And plus the way it would go on a post, it was so chewed up and messed up, it would always sink down and pancake the bottom. And I'm like, it was driving me insane, because it's going to wreck the bib if it keeps doing that. I went upstairs one afternoon, and I dug all of that old foam out of the mask until I was able to touch the top of the ceiling of the head, you know. Ripped it all out carefully. I'll show you pictures of the flat top head. And after I peeled all that stuff out, I was able to put him by the fireplace. I set him down gently, warmed up the top of that head, and I took like a round tube I had, like a plastic tube for these shelves I have, and I was able to push the head up and down, but it kept collapsing flat. Like, it was just, you know, even though I heated it up a lot, it would just kind of, it never wanted to stay upright. So I sat there, pushed the tube in, and started re-foam filling this thing. So I'd hold the tube in there tight on a big chair. I had it like sideways almost. Cushion. I had it on a big cushion, and I was able to hold the top of the head bulbed out, like pointed out, and I waited like about 35, 38 minutes or so, And then when that stuff solidified, I'm going to go get them and show you how nice it came out. But man, it was like, I couldn't believe I fixed him so nicely. You know, sometimes it just takes time. It takes time and a little effort. I mean, this came out so nice and just the way it's supposed to be. Look at that. Beautiful. You know, it looked great, but sitting next to the other one, you go, oh yeah, look how flat his head was, you know. The other one was so nice. And the cool thing is, I've got the brand new one ordered from Ed at Distortions. And I ordered the life-size figure with the weapon. And that's a secret. I had to keep my mouth shut this whole time. When I was in Cheyenne visiting Ira Brown's son, picking up his collection, and then I went to Distortions, remember? And I was hanging out with Ed and Jordy Shell. That's when Ed goes, listen, we're bringing back the Saucer Man. You can't say nothing. You can't tell anybody. You can't say nothing, Rudy. I go, I want one. I gotta have one. And he goes, oh yeah, don't worry, you'll get one. And he goes, I gotta tell you, we're gonna be doing the whole body. They're gonna do the whole life-size body, and I think the weapon and everything. I'm like, oh my God. So I ordered recently, when they did unveil it, I ordered the whole shebang. So I got another brand new one coming, and I gotta tell you, there's something else being produced by Distortions that should be coming out soon. And it's gonna blow your freaking minds what is coming back from the grave. I can't tell you. I'm dying to tell you. I went down in that basement there and I saw Jordu working on this thing. I'm not saying it. When it comes out though, I'm gonna go, that's what it was. All right, going back to the old, this guy. I'm really wanting to repaint this one. I'm going to work at foam filling him maybe tomorrow or the next day. I fixed his bib a little bit. I'm going to heat up the bib a little more. Try to get these eyes situated with some strong tape underneath them, like the Gorilla Tape. And then try to foam fill him myself. And then repaint him. And I'm going to tell you what my inspiration is going to be. You know, I don't have time to paint anything these days. I'm still working on the Tiki Bar, restoring the Trans Am, so I'm like kind of going nuts. So a friend of mine may paint this for me after I foam fill it. Like I was saying in the past video, this is not Stratton's original paint job. It looks cool. I like it because it's a vintage paint up. I think Mike Langlois painted this because Mike Langlois owned this. So he probably repainted this sucker. However, I didn't know that when I bought it. I wasn't sure. I've never seen one. I knew Stratton made one. It's in David Lady's book, I believe. So someone tells me, I think David Lady's book says it's on the cover. It makes an appearance on the cover of Monsterland magazine from 1985. I don't know what issue this is. And look at this. Here it is, guys. See it? Right there. So I would love to try to get it painted up to resemble this. You know, its old original look that Stratton did. It'd be just, as long as I can get it close, it'd be fun. I think it'd be really fun to do that, you know. But that's a rare little mask there, you know. And he actually dwarfs the other six fingers. He's pretty damn big, Stratton's is, you know. So it would be great if any of you out there, any of you old timers out there, have images, any photographs of an old Rick Stratton original one, please try to show it to me somehow for reference, because I'd love to get this restored back to the way it's supposed to look. Bought this from a listener. I don't know if he follows my channel anymore, but we became friends through the channel, and all I did was mention a few things about the condition. Like next time let's be a little more careful about things, and I never heard from him ever again. So I hope he's doing well, though. He was a good guy. Anyway, you ever see the Robin Williams photos with all these great masks? That is from a E.T. special, the extraterrestrial special, that Robin Williams was the host of. You can watch it on YouTube. But I think he was at Berman Studios, and they had all these old masks and stuff. And you'll see so many cool. Once in a while, you'll see old photographs from that day pop up, like photo shoots they did. If you ever see Robin Williams with these cool masks, that's what it's all from when he hosted that. So cool. Anyway. Oh! Speaking of scores. I got some controversial scores underneath the old desk here. Oh, yeah. So. So there was an online auction, okay? And someone messages me. They said, hey, we know you're into masks. There's a local auction out of Indiana or Michigan. And there's some old masks in there. And so I'm going through all these pages and I look, I go, holy shit. Those are blank copies of old Death Studios masks. There were 3 of them. Black blanks, like original black latex blanks of 3 of Jeff's masks. And I knew that Jeff never offered blanks of his masks. He really was never into doing that. I don't blame him. However, you know, shitty things have happened over the years where lots of times Jeff would, or any mask maker, would go and do test pulls to see how their mold turned out. So if he had copies that just weren't good enough to make into a mask, he would pitch them. Over the years, people like to dumpster dive and go through people's garbage and steal shit out of the trash. So I have a feeling, even Jeff confirmed, he goes, yeah, someone probably took them out of the dumpster. But anyway, I bid on 2 of these masks. I bid on the 3rd one, but someone outbid me. And one of them was a blank Killer Clowns mask. Yes. It was a blank slim, a big black latex slim, like a test copy. One of the other ones was the upside down face dude. Look at this. This is a nice soft rubber pull. Again, these are not available through Jeff. Jeff is not going to send you blanks. Someone must have swiped these out of the trash. But hey, they are legit 1991 Death Studios. You know, I bought them at auction. I paid for them through an auction. So whoever swiped them, you know, got some decent money for these. Like, I wasn't going to pass them up. And the other ones are quite amazing to me. It's so cool. It's a mask I've always wanted of Jeff's, but they're so rare. I never found one. My friend has an original, so check this out because I'm a huge fan of this film. Oh, look at that. It is the 7th Voyage of Sinbad Cyclops, the amazing Ray Harryhausen creature, brought to life by Jeff, right? So this totally was a test pull. I would say definitely thrown in the trash, and someone grabbed it, you know, and everyone's like, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to, I'm going to try to repair it. I'm going to try to foam fill it and paint it up, you know. Why not? It's cool as hell. And it's funny because a lot of guys in the Death Studios group are like, wow, that's really cool, you know, because they never get to see old blanks of Jeff's masks. Hardly anyone does. There was a couple of salty men in there, those comments, they were just freaking out, like, this is terrible, and the humanity, and this is a horrible thing, and total shitting on my post, you know. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? I didn't steal them. Okay, they were coming. Somebody's going to buy them. They're in an auction. I was not going to pass on them. And these dudes are freaking out. Like, you have, you know, you got blanks of Jeff's masks, and those were probably stolen. Yeah, I had to pay money for them, so it's not like I stole them. And I'm like, man, if you were in the Distortions hobby or the Don Post Studios hobby, your head would explode if you seen how many blanks went out the back door of Don Post. Don't go collecting those masks. You won't be able to handle it. When you find out history behind shit that was masters were stolen. I mean, shit happens, okay? A lot of assholes working at these mask companies back in the day, or people just climbing in dumpsters. I didn't do it. So, yeah, they just, basically they're patting themselves on the back, like, total virtue signaling. I'm saying the right thing here by saying this is horrible. I'm like, well, I don't really care. They're cool as hell, and maybe I can fix them up and paint them. I'm not gonna mold them and sell. I would never do that to Jeff in a million years. Jeff's amazing. It's funny because in translation of me just saying, look at these cool blanks, by the time they got to Jeff in photos, he's like, I hear you're selling blanks of my masks. I'm like, no, Jeff. Never said the word sell. I go, it's very obvious anybody that looks at this can see these are old blanks. And he goes, yeah, those are rejects, and someone probably took them out of the dumpster. I'm like, yeah, don't worry, I'm not going to mold them or nothing, but there's no way I'm going to throw them out. Like, I paid money for them. This one guy saying several times, like, I had some of those and I gave them back to Jeff. I gave them back to him, and that's the right thing to do. I want to say, hey, give me $30 or $50 and you can give them back to him too. But yeah, shit was stolen over the years from all these companies, and it sucks. But I can tell you what, that's why I have some of these crazy rare castings on these shelves, because guys did that stuff. Shit happens, but sometimes there's cool results because of it. I'm not for that. Figure I'd show you guys these because they are really neat, and there's no way in hell I wasn't going to bid on them. Like, why not? Somebody else is going to get them, so I might as well come here. And if I can repair this thing, foam fill it nicely, make an eyeball for it, I'll paint it up, And that's that with these blanks. They are kind of gross and dirty, but they'll clean up. What else? Is there one more thing I could show you guys to close out this quick video? And I have some crazy news to tell you. You're not going to believe this, but I'm going to be heading to Monaco of all places. I'm going to tell you why. This is quite crazy. Some of you probably won't even believe what I'm about to tell you. You're going to think I'm lying. Anyway, my brothers and my sister and I own a company, major coin company, that my stepfather is one of the top minds in the whole coin industry. Like an absolute genius. He built this company from the 60s. It's a massive business. And we became the owners of his company. So besides my day job of the diamond thing, I'm an owner with my brothers and my sister. Anyway, years ago we buy a very, very rare Patek Philippe wristwatch, okay? And we send it out to get a restoration at Patek, which took nearly 3 years. About 2 years ago, a news story surfaces, okay? First of all, the style, the actual model of this Patek is so rare. By itself, it's insanely rare, without any provenance behind it or anything. So, back in the 20s and 30s, Patek Philippe's were made, like, handmade to order. They weren't like produced where they made a bunch and shipped them out all over the world. No, you can buy them. If you would order a watch, they would hand make it, and sometimes they made a little handful of these incredible watches. It's a rare cushion case, split-second chronograph, okay? So the story pops up, right? 2 years ago in 2022, a story surfaces because there was one like ours, okay? I'm only telling you this because it is absolutely incredible. And you will see I'm going somewhere with all this. So the story pops up and it says there was a land speed record holder in the late 20s and early 30s. He's such a huge part of automobile racing history. There's a F1 Cup in his name. Okay, so to make a long story short, there was this very wealthy business owner in England, like London, who had big department stores. I think he could have been a billionaire at the time, or close to it. He goes on a ski trip in France, goes to Patek Philippe, orders himself a white gold one, and buys a yellow gold watch for a gift for this land speed record holder, this race car driver. So the land speed record holder's name it's a very long name. His name is Sir Henry O'Neill de Haan Seagrave. Sir Henry O'Neill de Haan Seagrave. American-born English automobile and motorboat racer who set several world speed records. Okay? Crazy achievements. So the rich guy that owned all these big department stores, he wanted to be seen with famous people. Like, he was one of those guys, like, look who I hang out with. You know, I'm important. It's not, having zillions of dollars isn't enough for him. He wants to be around very important people. So he goes on this ski trip, orders himself a white gold Patek, and then orders a yellow gold one, like ours, as a gift for Seagrave. So he gifts it to Seagrave, and then later on, Seagrave is trying to break a water speed record on water in a boat and wrecks it and is dying. Like, he's about to die. He lived long enough to hear that he broke that water speed record, and then he passed away from his injuries. So then his widow gives the watch back to the wealthy man, right? So this wealthy business owner has the watch back, the yellow gold one. Now gifts it to Amelia Earhart, the one and only Amelia Earhart, who went missing in her airplane. So now she is the owner of the watch. And a story comes out 2 years ago while we're having our Patek restored, this Patek Philippe. And the story says, like, something like Seagrave, Amelia Earhart, and the missing Patek worth millions, right? During the restoration of our Patek Philippe, and remember, these are so rare that I think there could be 3 known in the world of this shaped watch. During the restoration at Patek Philippe, we sent it straight to Patek to do the restoration on it, because it was such an important watch to begin with. There was a big decal on the back of the watch that was probably put on there in the 40s or 1950s. The decal was removed, and underneath it says basically says to Seagrave, from the initials of the wealthy man, 1929. And this caused a huge ruckus where people are like, wait. This supposedly went down with Amelia in her airplane. How is this possible? So we're like, that's our watch. And so these historians start digging deep into Amelia Earhart, and they go to Purdue University through their archives there and came up with photos of Amelia the day she left for that last tragic air flight. And they show her sitting at a table. I think she was eating a sandwich or just sitting there. I believe they were fueling her plane for this, her last flight. She disappeared. And everyone thought that this Patek Philippe went down in the plane with her. You could see her sitting there like this, wearing a different watch before the last flight, which means she did not take this rare Patek Philippe on the flight. So it did not go down with her in the plane. Fast forward now, and that's the watch we own. So now, the watch is going to be auctioned off in April in Monaco. And I'm going to Monaco. I'm going there. They invited me to come out. They're putting me up in this fabulous hotel in Monaco, and I'm going to watch this sucker go down in auction history. Who knows what it's going to bring? I do know. So the cool part of the story is when the wealthy man gifted Amelia the yellow gold, gifted her when the wealthy man gifted Amelia the watch after the other gentleman died, after Seagrave died. So Amelia, as she's gifted the yellow gold Patek from the wealthy man, she takes off, I believe it was a Wittenauer. She said, "This is the watch I wore when I crossed the Atlantic, nonstop." She was the first person to ever do this, especially the first woman to ever do it. She flew solo, nonstop across the Atlantic. The first person to do that. So she takes off this Wittenauer and trades it. She goes, "Well, thank you for the gift. I'm going to give you the one I wore on this crazy record-breaking flight." Patek Philipe owns that, and they purchased his white gold Patek for like $3.5 million. And both of those watches are in the Patek Museum right now. Which makes me believe Patek may be one of the bidders going after this watch. So, going to Monaco, and I'm going to watch this watch be auctioned off right there. And this is fascinating. I used to officially sell Rolex watches for a major Rolex jeweler, they call them, in Chicago suburbs for many years. I was so into high-end watches for a long time, and I've bought and sold hundreds and hundreds of watches. When I used to go to Rolex seminars, so like I was always a huge fan of vintage pieces. So this, to me, is absolutely mind-blowing to be an owner of something like this. It's my brothers, my sister, and I. You know, to be a part of this is absolutely mind-blowing to me. And you know, we own this thing that is tied to Amelia Earhart and Seagrave alone, and it's something that they thought was gone and went down in her plane is incredible. And the timing of everything, like all of this unfolded in the last 30 days. You know, the one story came out 2 years ago online. It's a long web page on the whole story of this. You can find out there. And you'll see halfway through this guy's story, he does an edit in his own website, and he goes, "I never thought I was going to say these words, but Seagrave's watch was found, and it is up for auction in Monaco this coming month." So it is pretty mind-blowing. It's on the cover of the Monaco Legend Group like magazine and booklet for the, like, it's one of the 2 stars for this auction. Our watch and this crazy Rolex, this vintage Rolex that's one of the top 100 collectible sought after watches in the whole world. They're side by side. I think the Rolex is expected to bring $2 to $3 million itself. So this should be amazing. I will let you guys know what happened. So if you see me shooting video in Monaco in about 3 weeks, you're gonna know why I'm there, and it's quite incredible. So we deal in a lot of crazy high-end stuff, but this is to own something of historical value like this is a whole different thing, and it's crazy. And I'm like, what if, you know, it took them almost 3 years to do this restoration on this watch. I'm like, what if it took them a year and we never knew about the story of this race car driver? What if we just sold it a year later and didn't know? So that's the crazy thing. All this stuff, just the timeline couldn't have been any better, you know. And it's great that the auction house is really laying out the red carpet for me, and I'm very excited. I wanted to go to Monaco for decades. For like 30 plus years I've wanted to go to Monaco. You know, James Bond, or so many some of my favorite movies of all time were filmed there. So this is my stepdad. He goes, "You ain't thinking about going. You've got to go. You have to do this." He said, "This is a once in a lifetime experience, you know, and to be there in the room when the thing goes down, that's going to be incredible." So anyway, enough about. I just wanted you to know, if you see me popping up in Monaco shooting some video, that's why I'm there. So wish me luck. thank you for your patience waiting for AT&T with this crap with my internet. It was just so, oh my God. My kid was losing her mind. Like, we don't have internet. How are we going to watch movies? I go, well, the crazy thing is, honey, that you take this little shiny disc and you go and you have to walk across the room and put it in this little drawer and it sucks it in and it plays the movie for you. She's like, we don't have any good movies. I go, we've got like 400 DVDs and Blu-rays. Like, you can find something to watch, okay? It's like getting knocked into the Stone Age when you don't have Wi-Fi, you know? It's crazy. I got more stuff to tell you guys, like advice, some good life advice. And, I mean, I could tell you right now. I don't want to bore you guys to death, but I know some of you younger guys like to hear advice from me. Just regular old, you know, advice on life. And anytime I come up with something in my mind that I think I should share with you guys, I'm going to tell you, you know. So recently I had an insurance company really screwing with me and trying to jerk me around and screw me big time. I was, oh God, so how does this even start? About, I don't know, several months ago, I was so busy. I think I was traveling somewhere. I forget before I leave to send in a payment for my homeowner's policy, like this umbrella policy. And I am aware that there's, what do you call it, automatic withdrawals and all that, but I use different accounts. Like sometimes I'll use this account, so I don't always have one account for everything. So I don't pay my bill on this house insurance thing. And not even realizing it lapses, right? And I go, holy shit, you know. I was so busy I forgot to pay it. And this insurance agency who I've worked with for, I don't know, 14 years, 16 years, the guy goes, oh man, I could get you hooked up with another company, but I gotta tell you, he starts giving me this crazy story, right? I hate to tell you this, but the only price I could find you out there, he said, the only company I could find for new insurance, we have to do this right away. We have to sign you up quickly because we don't have much time. And this was right before the end of the year. So this was going on in December, okay? But this was something I wanted to tell you guys, especially you young guys. The moral of this story is, if you feel that someone is really jerking you around, no matter if it's like a company, like a big business or a company out there, one thing my mother always taught me that I never forgot in life, she's still with us, and I could do a whole video series on how incredible and strong and smart she is. She'll like to hear that. She always said, that little voice in your head will never lie to you, okay? So no matter what situation you're in life, whether you're somewhere you shouldn't be or you're with people that, and you're telling yourself like, I don't know, I shouldn't be here right now. You know, I shouldn't be in this situation. Or, hey, I think I have a feeling that this person or this company's trying to... She just texted me. That's creepy. Wow. Mother's intuition, huh? Speaking of little voices in my head, my mother heard that all the way across town. Have you heard what's happening with P. Diddy? No. So, my mom always said, the little voice inside your mind will never lie to you. Okay? And that has been so true throughout my whole life. I've never forgot that, okay? So, now fast forward to this insurance company who I've dealt with for 12, 14 years. You know, you build up a trust in a company where you walk in, you know all the secretaries, they've insured multiple homes over the years I've had and whatever. So this guy who I've never met, you know, he's telling me through emails, and then he's like, the only price I can get you is with this one company, and we have to do this soon, like, you need to do this fast because time is running out. I'm thinking, I don't, you're just telling me about this for the first day. Like, time's running out? What? I don't even know the company's name yet or nothing, right? So the guy sends me a quote, right? And I'm reading through all this stuff, and I'm like signing, I'm going through an application for this new insurance. And he goes, I'll send you the invoice later. You can see the total, blah, 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 blah. He sends me the invoice. And he said to insure my home for 1 year, for the year, not car insurance, just the house. It was $8,900, right? And I'm so busy. December is the busiest month of all for me. That is like, for diamonds, jewelry, whatever, December is like the entire year's worth of business crammed into pretty much 2.5 weeks because everyone waits till the last minute for Christmas time and Hanukkah gifts. So anyway, it's insanity. And I look at it for a minute as I'm driving, and I'm like, damn, that seems expensive. I'm not even realizing what my old insurance cost, right? And this guy, I didn't answer for 2 days. He starts contacting me. Hey, man, I don't want to be pushy, but we really need to push this through and get you signed up. And he was so weird about it. I'm like, this doesn't seem right in my gut, you know? I'm like, it doesn't seem right. Something's wrong here. So I'm with my brother. I go, man, what do you pay for house insurance? And I couldn't remember what my old bill was with the old one. And I go, they want $8,900. And he starts laughing hysterically. He goes, are you out of your mind? He goes, no freaking way is it $8,900. He goes, that's bullshit. They're trying to F you over and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, so I'm not crazy. And he goes, go to my place where I get insurance. I go, dude, this guy's telling me this is my only option and I have to pay it. And if I don't do it by tomorrow, you know, they may want more, some bullshit, you know. So I go to this random place my brother goes to in town here. They got them all over the place. And I go in, I go, hey, I think I'm getting screwed over. I'm not going to tell you what the quote was on this, but here's my home. I want to insure my house. I want to do an umbrella policy. In time, I want to add on for collectibles and really get a solid premium, a good policy going where I can insure the masks, you know. And I go, I'm not going to tell you what they quoted me from Horton Insurance Agency in Indiana. They're out of Indianapolis now, I think. The Horton Group. And the guy goes, well, blah, blah, blah. He goes, I can do, we can get you in at $2,600 a year. I go, wow. And I go, this motherfucker is trying to tell me almost $9,000. And the guy goes, what? And so this is crazy. I go, sign me up right now. And I go, forget my car insurance through this place too. Screw that. I go, give me a price on new car insurance. Except all the classic cars are through Haggerty. Like I'm staying with Haggerty for the CUDA and all the old stuff. He gives me a price and drops my car insurance by like $500. So I'm saving a shitload. I just walked in off the street. So I tell this other guy, like, listen, man, I appreciate all the way. He was like, oh, I did all this work for you, and I want you to know I'm going the extra mile. I go, I'm glad you did all that, but there's no way I'm paying you $8,900 per year for insurance. Like, this is crazy. I go, I can go here and save like $6,000 plus with car insurance. So I sent him that email, right? And this is a guy who would answer like lightning speed because he wanted that money. If I'd email, boom, boom, boom. Now I sent him a thing going, I can save $6,000 with this other place, $6,500. Thank you for your time, but I want to not go ahead with this because he kept saying, you need to send the premium so we can bind this. You got to send the premium so we can bind it and get you insured. I'm like, I ain't sending you shit now. Like, F that, right? I never send a premium. I email them saying, nope, nope, nope. I'm good. Thanks for your time. Now, January. It's like the second week of January. My new guy, he goes, I'm going to come out there and shoot some extra photos of the property. There's no snow now, whatever. So he's out taking pictures, and I get a phone call on my cell phone. Hey, this is Jimmy Olsen calling. I'm going to come, photograph your property for your new insurance, premium through B&W or whoever the fuck it was. I go, what? I go, no. That was all canceled, dude. I go, I got my new guy here right now. It's funny you're calling because the new guy's here. And the guy's like, I'm just a photographer. I'm sorry. I go, no, it's all good. So I reach out to this other goofball. I go, hey, why am I getting a phone call saying I have insurance through this new company? I go, that's bullshit. I go, I told you before the end of the year, I'm going to this other company. They're saving me $6,000 plus. And this guy's telling me, oh man, well, I went on Christmas break and they're supposed to be looking at my emails, but apparently they never did. And, he gives his whole song and dance. And I'm like, something is fishy. Something is total bullshit. Like, this is not right. And that little voice inside my head is saying, just because this is a company, they're still screwing me. They're trying to screw me. And number one, get money for their agency. And number two, he's making a fat commission off of this by screwing me, right? So I go, this is not right. No. I have insurance from this date from December, and there's no way I'm paying this. Okay, I understand. Sorry. So then like 2 weeks goes by. Now they send me a bill in my email, this other old company. Okay, you had insurance for 1 week with the new company, so you have to just pay us, instead of $8,900, just pay us $2,700 and we're all good and you can move on with your new insurance. I go, $2,700 for what? Like, are you kidding me? So, and I'm going back and forth, and they're like, nope, you have to pay it. You were insured for 1 week with the new company. And I'm like, the hell I was. I start going through all the old emails. This is when I was in the Cayman Islands, all right? I go through all these emails, and my brother's sitting there like, this is bullshit, right? He goes, they're trying to screw you out of money. And now they're pissed. Like, well, we might as well still try to get almost a few thousand out of the guy because, why not? And they're straight up lying to me. This is a big insurance agency, okay? Totally lying. I go, I've got 3 emails from the guy saying, send the premium so we can bind the contract. I go, I never sent shit. So how do I have insurance? Right? So now I'm really pissed off. Like, these people this is like crooked, So I listened to that voice in my head. I said, no, this is not right. They're dicking me over. Even my mom's like, oh yeah, this is, and she's insured to them. And she's like, I'm going to drop my insurance with them. So I said I emailed back. They emailed again like, hey, are you going to pay that little are you going to send the check soon so we can get this cleared up? I go, no, I'm not sending the $2,700. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. I said, I'm opening a case with the Indiana Insurance Board. I said, I can't believe how this has been handled since day one, and the whole thing is shady, and I think this is like criminal what you're doing to me. And I never got one reply after that, right? So I wait like 3 or 4 days, and I get a text from the guy. I'm on the island. Hey, this is Peter. Oh, I want you to know that I'm going to do everything I can to get that $2,700 waived. I just want you to know I'm going to go the extra mile and see what I can do. This comes from the guy who said, oh, no, there's no way of getting out of it. You got to pay this, blah, 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 blah. And then I didn't answer his text right away. I show my brother, look, now he's texting me on my phone saying, oh, I'm going to try to help you. Then I get another email from him. Oh, we're gonna do what we can to get that waived. I go, get what waived? I never even sent you a freaking premium payment to begin with. And the moral of the story is, do not take shit. If you're a young person, growing up and dealing with things in life like insurance companies, and you got your first place or your first house or your apartment, condo. Watch these companies. Don't, just because there's some agency, they may try to back you in a corner, get you afraid, make you thinking you owe money. Not to say like every time someone says you owe them money, there's got to be a problem, and no, you don't. I'm not saying that. But when you really think in your mind like something is not right, I don't believe I owe you this money, or I don't think I have to pay this, or you know what, I don't think I signed something saying this or that. Go with your gut and dig deep and find out what you have to do to fight it. And I did just that. And guess what? They got it waived, and I didn't have to pay $2,700. And the whole time it was like, it wasn't make check payable to the new insurance company. It was make check payable to our office, to our agency. So I'm thinking, what are they going to give the other place? What are they giving the actual insurance company when the office is probably going to pocket thousands? There's just a little story I had to tell you guys. I know a lot of you young guys like to hear advice and come to me for help from time to time, and I'm so happy to give you advice. But man, that little advice from my mom goes a long way. So you guys out there, even if you're an old bastard like me, that little voice in your head, man, it never lies to you. So that's your little story tonight. If you're watching this video, that's don't buy into bullshit like that. And it's not like a scam email from some nonsense made up criminal. This is an insurance company I dealt with for almost 15 years of my life. Just totally allegedly steal money from me. I gotta be careful what I say. Oh yeah, back to the other. I never did get sued by that e-bear, in case you guys are wondering. Nonsense. Anyway, so that's it. Tomorrow I'm gonna figure out how to dig back into the foam filling videos for you guys, and we'll take it from here. There's new stuff arriving. There's new stuff here to talk about. I'm back online. The crazy trip is coming up to Monaco, and who knows how that's going to unfold. But it's very exciting. All right. Thank you, and good night.